Hi, I'm Barb, Maple PhD, and I know it's tempting to always look forward to the next hotness that's going to hit your game table, but in this video, I thought it might be fun to take a look back at 10 years ago, 2015, and see which games from that year are still hitting my game table. So without further ado, let's count down my top 3. My number 3 is The Pursuit of Happiness. In this game, players are taking on the role of people trying to live their best life. It is a worker placement style game, but you don't block other players from spots. But if you do take the same action twice, you get a little bit of stress, which is bad in the game, as it is in real life. But what you're doing is each round represents a different decade or so in a person's life. And they are doing various things like taking on hobbies or purchasing collections or tickets to events. They'll have a job maybe, and possibly a partner. And then each turn you are going to, either pick up a new thing or you might advance something that you already have. So maybe one of the things I'm doing is taking karate lessons. And so for one turn, I can spend some of my time advancing myself in that. And maybe by the end of the game or the end of the round even, I will have a black belt in karate. In this game, I really enjoy that mechanism of you don't block other people from spaces, but if you take the same action twice in a round, you actually stress yourself out, which feels thematic. If I'm feeling pressure to do too many hobbies, that can be a sort of a stress or a pressure. I also enjoy that, if you have a job, that takes away some of your time from your other things, as it does in real life, but it does give you money, which will allow you to purchase those tickets to that concert or the board game collection or other things. In the game, you may also start accumulating that stress, and you kind of want to make sure that you're balancing that because the end of the game will come faster for you if you have accumulated too much stress. And in the final few rounds of the game, you automatically get some additional stress. And if you ever run off the board of stress, you are done with the game, and your character has perished. But at the end of the game, everyone, tallies up points, of course, it's all about points. But what's really fun to me is to look through my life and see, what job did I have? What different hobbies did I pick up? What ridiculous things did I do? And what did everyone else at the table do? And so that is my number 3, The Pursuit of Happiness. My number 2 is Wizards of the Wild. This is a dice-driven game where players are wizards, although animal wizards, who are in a tournament. And each turn they are trying to do things like complete challenges, which are represented by cards and give them a one-time ability or maybe some game end scoring, or learn a spell, which can give them an ongoing ability that they can use each turn after that. You're also going to bribe the acolyte in order to get some extra points in this competition, and try to avoid getting too many skulls, which represent the bad things that can happen to you. In the game, you're going to roll a bunch of dice, Yahtzee style, and so you get 3 different re-rolls, keeping the ones that you want. As those skulls come up, you have to mark skulls on your player board, but you can re-roll those dice unless it's your final re-roll. And then you're going to spend your dice on those various things, like buying the challenge cards or getting some diamonds in order to bribe the acolyte. For me, this one, I was drawn in by the art, which will be a surprise to no one who follows me on this channel. But I was also drawn in by the gameplay after that. Sure, the theme could be anything, but with this art, it's something that I keep getting to the table, especially when I just want kind of a dice rolling, fun, quick game. And that is Wizards of the Wild, my number 2. And my number 1 game from 2015 that still hits my table is Mysterium. This is a maybe party-style game where everyone is working together in order to solve a mystery. One of the players is a ghost, and they can't talk to the other players, and they were murdered in some way. And all of the other players are psychics who have come together in order to solve this ghost's mystery. Now, each psychic has a different scenario that the ghost is trying to point them to, a different person, place, and either weapon or circumstance under which they were murdered. And then at the end of the game, if all of the psychics have figured out their specific scenario, one will be chosen and everyone has to vote on which one they think it is the correct one. But they only get to see some of the cards based on how well they've predicted how well everyone else was doing in the game. Um, this one often hits the table on a game night when we've got, a lot of players. This plays up to 7. So if we have a lot of people and we don't feel like separating into 2 tables, or we've all just finished a game and want to come back together for the end of the day. And so we will take this out, have a good time. I often find myself playing the ghost and surprisingly have better connections with some people than others. And it's always surprising who I have a good connection with that particular play. But it's always fun to listen to the conversations that happen at the table using these little weird dream cards that the ghost is giving everyone and what they get out of them. So that is Mysterium, my #1 game from 2015 that still hits my table. How about you? What games do you have from 2015 that are still hitting the table? Or maybe you enjoy one of the ones that I've listed above. Let me know about those in the comments below. Otherwise, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel so you know when I have new content coming out. And you can follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky as MaplePhD, and I have a blog at maplephd.com, and I will see you next time.